He asks, do we ever actually see that connection? Do we really perceive the cause itself, or is that just something our minds are making up?
Now, to investigate this, Hume set a really strict ground rule for himself, a sort of philosophical test. He said, if you have an idea, any idea at all, you have to be able to trace it back to a direct sensory experience. If you can't, you have to toss it out. No exceptions.
So he started by kind of mapping out the mind. And first up, he identified what he called impressions. Think of these as the raw data of reality hitting your senses. It's that vivid sting when you touch something hot, the bright red of a stop sign, that immediate rush of happiness. They're forceful, they're lively, you can't deny them.
And then you have ideas. Now, these are like the echoes, the faint copies of those impressions that we use when we're thinking or remembering. It's not the actual burn, but the memory of the burn. Not seeing red, but the thought of the color red.
And the key difference here, the thing you really got to get, is just the level of intensity. It's about force and vivacity. An impression is feeling something, right here, right now. An idea is just thinking about it. One is this intense, immediate experience. The other is kind of like a faded photograph of it.
Okay, so now that we have those tools, impressions, and ideas, let's go back and tackle that first big mystery. Where does our idea of cause and effect actually come from?
Let's go back to those billiard balls. We see the first ball roll. We see it make contact with the second one. And then we see the second ball roll away. We see them next to each other, one after the other. But, and this is the kicker, look as hard as you want, you will never, ever see a third thing called causation. That little spark of connection, it's just not there.
So if we don't actually see it, where does this powerful idea of cause come from? Well, Hume says it all comes down to repetition. After you see this constant conjunction, A always followed by B, over and over and over again, your mind starts to form a really powerful habit.
And this right here is the brilliant leap. That powerful feeling of expectation, that little mental push that makes you anticipate the second ball moving before it even happens, that feeling is the impression we've been searching for all along.
So Hume's conclusion is an absolute bombshell. The necessary connection we're so sure exists between a cause and its effect, it isn't actually a property of the outside world, not at all. It's a feeling, an internal impression that's created in our own minds simply by the force of habit.
Whoa! Okay, so if causation is basically a mental habit, what happens when we turn that same tough, unforgiving analysis inward?